You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Days of Our Lives fans. We've got big spoilers for you from the new Days promo. It looks like John and Patch are going to break into prison to get to skeevy, awful Clyde Weston. I've got so much to tell you about. I'm going to tell you everything that is happening related to this promo next week, and I'm also going to show you the promo at the end of the video, so stick around, stay tuned for the end to see that for yourself. And I'm going to also tell you something that the promo doesn't, which is what days of the week that you are going to see all this happening, because I have spoilers that tie to all of this. So stay tuned for that. Please click subscribe if you haven't already. This week's promo is titled At Death's Door, and we have 3 people that are about to die as the week rolls on and on to Friday. It looks like 3 people are really going to die. We will see. The caption for the video, that big voiceover that plays, says, "Time to speak up, take a stand, and draw one last breath." Let's talk about those last breaths. We've got Tate with his dad, Brady Black. They are talking at the halfway house, and Brady tells him Holly is awake. Tate looks completely stunned, and then later, it looks like he's grabbing his mom's cell phone. There's a cell phone that's kind of right by a pocketbook. I'm assuming Brady's not carrying one, and she left it on the table and stepped away. It looks like Tate might actually be trying to call Holly. We'll see how it goes. We don't have a specific spoiler for Tate, but I do presume that it's not Monday because they're not in the same clothes they were in Friday's episode when everybody's talking. So we'll see how that goes. There's only one Brady Tate sort of Holly related spoiler that happens next week. That's on Wednesday, March 6th. We have Brady Black begging Nicole Walker to please let him talk to Holly about Tate Black. He definitely wants the charges against his son dropped, but EJ Tamara has just decided that Tate roofied her. She did not have a roofie drug in her system. That's Rohypnol. She looks like she was getting hit by some fentanyl sort of overdose thing, because that's what they said were in those pills. So as always, EJ is just being a total monster. All right, the second scene, we have Nicole talking to her daughter Holly. Of course, she's so happy that she's out of the coma, and Nicole, with no evidence to support this, tells her daughter, Tate's the one that gave you the drugs. And Holly says he didn't. And Nicole looks completely shocked. I don't know if Holly is going to try to brush it off and say, I don't know who gave it to me, but it wasn't Tate, or if she's going to come clean and say, look, I've been smoking pot and the pills were mine. That's what she should do. Her mom's not going to punish her. She just came out of a coma. She kind of has a free pass. So now is the time for her to come clean. And I think when she hears that Tate has been arrested, then she's going to be very alarmed. The spoilers indicate this probably happens around Wednesday the 6th again, because that's when Brady is begging Nicole to let him talk to Holly about Tate and getting this whole matter cleared up. The next scene has Ava, Patch, and John in a remote area. Looks like there are trees around them. And then there's a shot of 2 50-gallon barrels of chemicals. One is bleach and one is ammonia. They are tipped over and there's gas spewing out. If you don't know it, if you mix bleach and ammonia, it makes a toxic gas called chloramine. Never, ever, ever clean your bathroom with bleach and ammonia at the same time, or you will find out just how nasty this is. I did it once in my 20s. Got a snoot full of that, and it burned all my nose hair off. Never made that mistake again, but it is definitely a way to cause an emergency. And it looks like Ava, Patch, and John, that grassy area they were in, looks like it's near Statesville Prison. So the spoilers for Thursday, March 7th say Steve and John and Ava cook up a plan to rescue Tripp and Wendy. They don't know where they're at, but somebody does. And of course, that somebody is Clyde Weston. So the next scene of the promo, we have Clyde relaxing in his bed in his cell at Statesville, and he looks completely shocked when red alarm lights are going off. There's a siren blaring. It looks like that John and Patch released these chemicals into the jail, probably so they would have to let everybody out of their cells. We have a glimpse of John and Patch in hazmat suits at the prison. I've seen a spoiler photo. I can't show it to you, but I've seen it, and it's John and Patch, and it looks like they're looking at blueprints, presumably of Statesville prison. And John says, "We've got a prison to break into." And the spoilers for this looks like they're on Friday, March 8th, because it's funny because the first time the spoilers came out, it made it sound like Clyde was trying to break out of prison, but now it looks like John and Patch are trying to break into the prison to break Clyde out of prison to take him to get the information they need. I think that's pretty exciting. Hopefully they'll just, drop him in a bog when all of it is done. The next scene is super sad. It's Chanel and Lani and Abe. They are with Paulina at the hospital. Paulina says, "I'm slipping away." And of course, her heart is failing after that heart attack. She needs a transplant. If she's going to live, that means somebody else has to die. Aren't you just hoping that Clyde Weston is the same blood type as her? I am. Chanel and Paulina, or rather Chanel and Lani, are hugging each other and crying because their mother is dying. And Lani is so sad when she says, "My babies are going to grow up without their grandmother." Of course, talking about her twins, Jules and Carver. Abe breaks down crying, sitting at Paulina's bedside. It definitely looks like she is about to draw her last breath. So she is one of the 3 people that might possibly die this week in Salem. I have a feeling there's going to be some kind of 11th hour transplant. And I think they wanted us to think there's a chance it might be Harris Michaels because he wrestled with Stefan on Friday, but then he kind of collapsed on the bed because, he just had surgery and he shouldn't have been up wrestling him, but he had to, or else Stefan would have killed him. So it looks like all this culminates on Friday, March 8th, because Abe tells Paulina that he loves her, and the spoilers for the same day say Paulina's condition gets worse and her daughters are terrified. The very last scene of the promo, we switch over to that big metal, is it a brewery tank, that giant tank with Wendy and Tripp trapped in there, and Tripp tells her the vents are closed, and Wendy's like, "We're gonna die." They hug each other crying. Tripp wants her to marry him right there on the spot, and Wendy says, "I do," just as she's drawing what looks like her final breath before suffocating with her head on Tripp's shoulder. So they are the other 2 people that might be dying. So that's 3, Paulina, Tripp, and Wendy, possibly dying this week. The spoilers say Tuesday the 5th, Wendy and Tripp try to remain calm while they're still held captive. And then on Thursday is when Steve, John, and Ava are coming up with the plan to try and rescue them. And by Friday, March 8th, Tripp and Wendy are running out of oxygen, and it's a life and death race to get to them before it is too late. That is everything on the promo. I'm going to show you the promo in just one second, so hang tight. Please click subscribe if you haven't already. Definitely drop your comments after you watch the promo. Let me know what you're most excited to see. This is Belinda from Soap Dirt. I'm here talking days with you 7 days a week. Buckle up. Here is that exciting Days of Our Lives promo.
Holly, she's awake.
Time to speak up.
Tate's the one that gave you the drugs.
He didn't.
Take a stand.
We've got a prison to break into.
And draw one.
I'm flipping away.
My babies are gonna grow up without their grandmother.
Last
The vents are closed.
We're gonna die. We're gonna...
breath.
Bury me right now.